How Ousmane Dembélé won the biggest award. Football is full of stories of talent, pain, and victory. Some players rise with ease. Others fight through endless challenges. But very few stories are like the story of Ousmane Dembélé. Today, we will look deep into his life, his struggles, and how he turned all of them into strength to finally hold the biggest award of his career. Stay with me to the end, because this is not only about football. This is about life, discipline, and never giving up. Early life. Ousmane Dembélé was born on May 15, 1997, in Vernon, a small town in France. His parents were from Mauritania and Senegal. Life was not easy for the family. Money was tight, and opportunities were few. But from a young age, Dembélé showed something special. He was always with a football at his feet. His mother noticed that when he was just a little boy, he would spend hours kicking anything round he could find. While other kids were distracted, Ousmane was focused. He had one dream: to play professional football. First steps in football. At 13 years old, Dembélé joined a local club. He was small, skinny, and not very strong. But he had something others didn't have: speed, creativity, and courage. He could dribble past 3 or 4 players as if they were not even there. Soon, bigger clubs noticed him. He was invited to Renters, a French club known for developing young players. But the journey was not smooth. He was far from home, still a boy, and life was tough. He had to stay focused, even when homesick. The breakthrough. In 2014, Ousmane Dembélé made his professional debut for Rennes. He was only 17, but the world quickly noticed his style. He was fast, unpredictable, and could use both feet with equal power. In just one season, he scored goals, made assists, and became the talk of French football. The big clubs started watching. And soon, Borussia Dortmund signed him. At Dortmund, his talent exploded. He played alongside stars, scored amazing goals, and gave magical assists. People started comparing him to legends. The Barcelona move. In 2017, Barcelona paid more than €100 million for Ousmane Dembélé. At just 20 years old, he became one of the most expensive players in the world. Everyone thought he would be the next big star, replacing Neymar. But life is never a straight road. At Barcelona, Dembélé faced his biggest battle: injuries. Struggles and setbacks. Hamstring injuries, muscle tears, repeated problems. Each time he recovered, he got injured again. He spent more time outside the pitch than playing. Critics laughed. Fans got angry. Many said his career was finished. Some called him lazy. Others said he had no discipline. But what they didn't see was the fight behind closed doors. Ousmane Dembélé worked silently. He trained, recovered, and suffered. But he refused to quit. The turning point. After years of injuries, something changed. Dembélé grew more disciplined with his body. He started focusing on fitness, diet, and mental strength. Barcelona coaches noticed. His teammates noticed. Slowly, the same boy who was always injured started playing regularly. His dribbling returned. His speed came back. His magic was alive again. And while many had given up on him, Dembélé proved them wrong. The award moment. Winning this award is not just about numbers. It is about character. It is about resilience. This award in Dembélé's hands today is a symbol of his never-give-up spirit. From a poor boy in Vernon to the brightest stage in football, he showed that failure is never final. When he lifts the award, it is not just for himself. It is for every young player who has been doubted, every child who has faced hardship, and everyone who has thought of giving up. Ousmane Dembélé's story tells us this: you can fall many times, but if you rise again, you can still become great. Dembélé's journey to the award. After his early struggles with injuries and adapting to life at Barcelona, many critics believed Ousmane Dembélé would never reach the level of consistency expected of him. He was often labeled as fragile, unpredictable, and even a wasted talent. But what people did not see was the incredible determination inside him. Behind the scenes, Dembélé worked tirelessly. He focused on improving his discipline, his diet, and his training routine. He started surrounding himself with mentors who believed in his talent. Slowly, his body grew stronger, his mind grew sharper, and his confidence returned. The turning point came when he realized that talent alone is not enough. Football demands resilience, sacrifice, and the ability to rise after every fall. Dembélé began to show the world that he was not just a player with skills, but a player with heart. On the pitch, his dribbling became sharper, his decision-making more mature, and his teamwork more reliable. Game after game, he silenced the doubters. He showed that he could decide matches, create moments of magic, and carry the weight of responsibility. By 2025, his performances spoke louder than words. Fans who once doubted him were now chanting his name. Commentators who used to criticize him were now calling him unstoppable. And when the final votes for the best footballer of the year 2025 came in, the world finally recognized the transformation of Ousmane Dembélé. It was not just an award. It was a symbol of everything he had overcome: the injuries, the doubts, the criticisms, and the pressure. Holding that trophy in his hands was proof that dreams can survive even the darkest moments if you refuse to give up. The climax and legacy of Dembélé's award. The moment Dembélé walked up the stage to receive the Best Footballer of the Year 2025 award was unforgettable. The lights were bright, the applause thundered, and the cameras captured every second. But behind his smile was a journey full of pain, sacrifice, and redemption. As he lifted the trophy, the world saw a man who had been counted out many times. A man who once sat injured on the sidelines while others played. A man who was criticized for inconsistency, mocked for being fragile, and doubted for his future. Yet there he was, standing tall as the best in the world. Dembélé's story is more than just football. It is a story of patience and persistence. It teaches that success is not about how fast you rise, but about how strongly you stand after every fall. Every injury that once held him back became a stepping stone for growth. Every harsh headline he read fueled his hunger to prove them wrong. And what makes this award even more special is the way he inspired young footballers across the world. Kids who watched him play now know that talent plus hard work can conquer even the toughest setbacks. His journey shows that you do not need a perfect start to finish as a champion. For Barcelona fans, it was not only Dembélé's personal victory, but also a symbol of hope. It showed that loyalty, belief, and resilience could bring greatness back to the team. His dazzling runs, his unstoppable dribbles, and his decisive goals gave the fans reasons to believe again. In 2025, Dembélé not only won a trophy. He won respect. He won trust. He won the admiration of millions who once doubted him. And most importantly, he won his own battle, the battle to become the player he was destined to be. As the night ended and the cameras went off, one thing became clear. Ousmane Dembélé's name would forever be written in the history of football. Not just as a talented winger, but as a fighter. As a champion. As the best footballer of the year 2025. Highlights and key matches. To understand why Dembélé was crowned the best footballer of the year, we must look closely at his incredible 2024-2025 season. Every game told a story, and every performance added weight to his case for the award. One of the turning points came early in the season. Barcelona faced a tough opponent in the Champions League group stage. The match was balanced, the score tied, and the pressure was heavy. Then, in the 78th minute, Dembélé received the ball near the halfway line. With a burst of speed, he skipped past two defenders, cut inside, and curled the ball into the top corner. It was a goal that left fans on their feet and commentators shouting his name. That single strike became a symbol of his confidence and power. In La Liga, Dembélé was equally unstoppable. Against Real Madrid in El Clasico, he delivered one of his most memorable performances. Not only did he assist the opening goal with a lightning run down the right wing, but he also scored the winner late in the second half. The stadium erupted. For many fans, that performance sealed the belief that Dembélé was finally living up to his potential. But his greatness was not only about goals. Dembélé became the player who made the difference in big moments. His vision and creativity turned ordinary matches into extraordinary nights. In several close league games, he provided last-minute assists that rescued vital points. He was no longer just a winger. He had transformed into a leader on the pitch, and some teammates relied on when the stakes were high. What impressed voters the most was his consistency. Week after week, Dembélé showed up with energy, focus, and brilliance. He played with freedom, yet with maturity. He managed to stay fit throughout the season, a massive achievement considering his past struggles. His discipline in training, his dedication to recovery, and his commitment to Barcelona's vision shone through. The Champions League knockout stages were perhaps his crowning stage. In the quarter-final, when Barcelona needed inspiration, Dembélé delivered with 2 goals and 1 assist over 2 legs. In the semi-final, his speed and skill tormented defenders, creating the opening that led to Barcelona's crucial goal. Even though football is a team game, it was clear that Dembélé's brilliance carried the club to heights few expected. By the end of the season, the statistics spoke loudly. Double-digit goals, double-digit assists, and countless key contributions. But beyond the numbers, there was something deeper. Dembélé had become the heartbeat of Barcelona. He was the player fans trusted, opponents feared, and teammates celebrated. It was this combination of skill, leadership, and resilience that convinced the world. When the votes were counted, there was no debate. Ousmane Dembélé was the best footballer of 2025. Reactions to his victory. When the announcement was made that Ousmane Dembélé had won the Best Footballer of the Year 2025, the football world exploded with reactions. Fans in Barcelona celebrated in the streets, waving flags and chanting his name. For them, it was not just a personal award for Dembélé. It was proof that their beloved club had returned to the top through the brilliance of a player many had once doubted. His teammates praised him openly. Several spoke about his work ethic, his positive energy in the dressing room, and his determination to always push forward. They said he was more than just a winger. He was a leader, an example of resilience, and a brother on the pitch. Football legends also had their say. Analysts and former players who once criticized his injuries now admired his mental strength. They called his journey one of the greatest comebacks in modern football. Some even compared his story to that of Ronaldinho and Messi, players who carried Barcelona on their shoulders in their time. And so, Ousmane Dembélé's journey to becoming the best footballer of the year 2025 is more than just a football story. It is a story of resilience, patience, and belief. From being called injury-prone to being crowned the best, his life reminds us that setbacks are not the end. With faith, discipline, and perseverance, success can still come. This award is not just about goals or assists. It is about transformation. It is about a young man who refused to give up when the world doubted him. It is about a footballer who turned pain into strength, and potential into greatness. As we celebrate his victory, let us remember the lesson behind it. No matter how difficult your journey may seem, keep going. The road may be tough, but like Dembélé, your breakthrough can come when you least expect it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the story of Ousmane Dembélé, the best footballer of the year 2025. A player who showed the world that talent alone is not enough. It takes courage, hard work, and the will to never give up. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring football stories.